my Instagram feed I go back to, it has Sabar Bonda that's releasing, it's got Bahubali that's re-releasing, and it's got Kanta that's coming.
Yeah.
Now, just the fact that we have things that are across directions.
We started with Sundance rejecting our script to then, getting into the main competition at the same
Sabar
festival.
Bonda's script they had rejected. That's right. You mentioned that.
Good cinema always changes your life. It's just not entertaining only. AI can't recreate trauma in any ways. It only comes from humans. We got to feel it. We know our society.
I was sitting right next to Daniel Kaluuya and watching the premiere at Sundance.
Can you believe that he shook hands with me and he said, "Honor to meet you," and I'm like, what?
Nice. Nice.
Rohan Kanawade, so nice to see you again after all these months. Hi.
Same here. Hi.
And with none other than Beauty with Brains, Rana Daggubati. Hi.
Hello. Hi.
It's accurate, Rana. I said this to you last time we met for All We Imagine. It's still accurate. Your Beauty with Brains. Congratulations, Rohan. Sabse pehle to, the film is getting a release within the year of its festival premiere. Is that insane?
It is. It is. I'm really, 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 really happy.
We met at Sundance in January before the film had won.
Yeah.
And I was going around, I spoke with you, I spoke with your producer Jim, I spoke with your cast.
Yeah.
And then you guys won. Take me back to that moment, Rohan, when you won the big award at Sundance, Best Film Jury Choice.
World Cinema Grand Jury Prize. Dramatic.
It's never happened before. Do you remember that moment or is it black at this point? Blur.
No, I do remember because the moment we entered the theater and I sat, Jim came a little late. And he
Yeah.
saw me and he quickly came to me like as if he has a microphone in his hand. Like, it's not a microphone, whatever that
Yeah.
mic. And he did like that. So would you like a best director award or best film award? I'm like, Jim, please don't do this. I mean, we don't know what is going to happen. Let's not don't do all of this. We'll see what happens. And after the premiere, I met jury so many times. There were times that jury came up to me and started saying, how much they loved the film, and I was so surprised by all of those things. And then the PR team, the required viewing, they started saying, "I think you're gonna win something. I think you're gonna win something." And then audiences were talking about, you were talking about it. So everyone was talking about it. And then I was like, but you know what? I don't want to keep my hopes high. I was really happy to reach all the way to Sundance in the competition section and having the world premiere there, where we started with Sundance rejecting our script to then, getting into the main competition at the same
Sabar
festival.
Bonda's script they had rejected. That's right. You mentioned that. So, Rana, are you like going around and just finding the festival winner films to attach Spirit Media to? Is that a strategy your organization is following this year?
See, I mean, there's a few films like that, definitely, but we've been following anything that's alternative, truthful in that manner. And like Pratiksha told me about the film way before he was at Sundance, I think, and we got to see it. And she was like, "This is the next film we're doing." I said, "Okay, cool."
Yeah.
and it's just so much easier. Like it's so much more rewarding when they win an award. It's just easier to communicate for us to our audience, saying, "Here you go. There's a globe out there that loved them. Now get up and go watch it in the cinemas." So yeah, no, but from the time we started Spirit, our whole intent was to find filmmakers, storytellers that are usually deemed alternative, usually deemed art house in some ways, but create a close to commercial habit for Indians. We've done this in the past in Telugu quite often. And we always, every film that we started with, they're like, "Okay, how do you going to release this? Who's going to watch this?" It started off like that from, "Oh wow, if this film has an audience. Oh wow, it's actually doing well in the cinemas. Oh, the OTTs bought it after that." Like, it's been a discovery, each one, right? And I think now it's been about 4 years that we've been doing this, and we've done over 7 films. All the 7 films, actually, what we can say was have broken even on their cost of production with the collection from theatrical in India. And then the OTTs and others have become a bonus. So it's a real business. It's something that we can aspire to do. It's something that is not experimental, not risky. There is an audience. It's just that you need to find a different way to reaching out to them.
I
So
can't tell you how much of a music to my ears this is to have like a mainstream movie star and a producer say the words, this is a real business and we are making money doing this. This is so refreshing, Rana. I am so happy to hear this coming from you.
it's just like in India, no? See, I mean, see, like finance in our country is very hard, right? Uh, see the I know there are a lot of mainstream filmmakers who make some alternative cinema, but the finance mechanism doesn't allow them to hold it for that long.
Yeah.
Go to festivals, come back, we're struggling with the release date locally. We've mostly always thought of cinema for India, but never Indian cinema for the globe. And I think there will be some big spectacle films that do that, and then only alternative stories that are human, personal, very, very close to us, and only stuff that we can make that'll do this.
You said this to me last time when we met for All We Imagine, like when the film was around India release, that India is having a global moment. Like you said that this is a new time where, and I'm paraphrase, where the world is looking to India for stories. Do you think that global moment has only gotten bigger since you started?
Oh,
Spirit Media has been doing this now for 1 year.
100%. I think we're really at the start of this new evolution that's going to happen. Uh, see, all cinema is changing. Everything is going to exist in a different form. And I think now the audience in this world of AI and other things that are robotics and everything that's so grand, you want to finally feel human to human. And I think this cinema fully answers that choice. It kind of fills that void where good cinema always changes your life. It's just not entertaining only. And I think like this will do it.
Does the AI influx in creator spaces scare you? Considering you're also running a ginormous business that cannot look away from the oncoming artificial intelligence influx.
See, the thing is, this is cinema. Yeah. It's a keeper of the arts. Whatever skill that's out there that's available, we'll use it to tell a good story. Whether it's human, whether it's AI, whether it's CGI, or whether it's robotics, I think whatever can aid us to tell a better film, we'll continue doing that. So no, that doesn't scare me. But I think the advent of that and the fact that it's available to every creator today gives me a larger hope for cinema that's human and independent. Because that AI can't recreate trauma in any ways. It only comes from humans. It's we got to feel it. We know our society. We know how we operate. So I think that's we're different as individuals. See, like AI will only know you on what you do with your mobile phone. It'll never know you with how you have to react with your community at a wedding, right?
Fact.
So
Fact. Which Fufaji is going to get naraz without eating what kind of food, AI will not know. That only you know, and it's between you and Fufaji.
correct,
But
correct.
the most beautiful thing, like you said, Rana, about Rohan's film is the intimate human touch in Sabar Bonda. I mean, I am such a fan of this film. When Suraj and Bhushan, after the film was done, they were like, "We've come to America for the first time. We're going to go to New York City." I said, "You come home. I'm going to show you around." And then we had this big party in New York, and it was amazing. Rohan, why did you decide to go to Spirit Media? Because you've been seeing all the work that Rana and his team have been putting in the field of getting indie producers, indie filmmakers more footage.
No, actually, when I got to know that Spirit Media is releasing All We Imagine, I was in my head. I was like, oh, I hope that happens with my film. I didn't know that this will happen with them, but I was like, I hope I also get released. So that was always the thought कि theater में जाना ही है बाद में. But Pratiksha from his team, she saw the film before Sundance and she really loved it. And she told him about the film. He saw it, and since then they showed the interest. And then I was like, I just hope that this continues, that they sign us and they release the film. So that I always have these big hopes. I always believe that you first need to have those goals, and I set that goal with him as well, and finally that happened. Similarly, I had set that goal that I hope one day I get good EPs on board, and one of them was Nagaraj Manjule from Marathi, and that happened. And yesterday I met him. So, you need to have these big hopes and big goals, big dreams first.
Talk to me about putting this team of EPs together. Nagraj Manjule is one, Jim Sarb is another. Of course, Neeraj is your main producer. But putting together these EPs, and I believe the film that went to Berlinale, the Bakshabondi, also did the same thing, put together a whole team of producers to enable the film's journey. Talk to me about what that's been like this year for you.
So Jim came on board. He came on board before Sundance. He saw the film and he wanted to support because we really needed support at Sundance time as well. So he came on board because he really loved the film and we were so happy with to collaborate with him. And when we were about to send DCP to Sundance, we had this tech check. That's when we called Vikramaditya Motwane to watch the film. He came and he watched it and he really loved it. And he was also saying, I thought this film is going into this direction, but then it took a different direction. And now I need time to process all of these things.
Yeah.
But uh, but he always loved the film. And when we were about to work on the release, we we needed really big filmmakers to support us, and so we started reaching out to people. So Nikhil Advani saw the film a month back, and he really loved it. He was talking about it almost for an hour in the studio, and he was like, even then, he was like, "I am ready to come on board." And then Vikramaditya Motwane actually reached out to Nagaraj Mandreswar, and he saw it. He actually saw it almost, I think, a week back before
Hmm.
our trailer launch. He saw it and he said, I love the film. I want to come on board, and Ron, I want to meet you. So I was like, okay, I want to meet you too. And Sai had called me when we had announced Sundance selection. And
Hmm.
she said, whatever help you need, please let me know. We all are there and I'm so proud. So I told my producer, can we reach out to Sai as well?
Hmm.
And we reached out to her and she saw the film and she said, I'm proud to be part of this film. And that's how we got all of these people on board. And Rana sir
This
was
one.
already on board.
Lovely. But Rana, there's a very nice and interesting thing happening right now where big names in the cinema industries of the nation, various languages, are going out of their way to pick up independent films and like present them. Kiran Rao just did it with Humans in the Loop. What do you have to say about this? About the necessity of using the power and the celebrity status to enable new, like, how important is that?
See, I think all of us, I mean, I can speak for myself for sure. Like, I started with trying to produce cinema like this in 2004, 2005. I had no audience. We used to win national awards. We used to be in film festivals, but nothing happened after that. Only we kept losing money in the process. Uh, then I took to being mainstream. I became an actor. I was trying to do alternative films, but in a slightly more mainstream kind of setting. And I think 20 years since, right, from the time we've started in this business to today, the personal love for this cinema doesn't go away. This is the reason you got here, because there was an honest truth. Uh, Cinema like this did something to you while growing up. And for me especially, like, I remember when I was very young and I come from a movie home, and I was always like, classics were sometimes forced on me, right? And I never used to like it when I was growing up. And but over time, that cinema became so relevant in my life. They became so meaningful. The way I live, the way I think, everything. And I think it's just my giving back to what my core interest is through script.
Huh.
That's what's happening to me, and I'm sure it's happening to many other filmmakers like that. See, because everyone was at Rohan's point and somewhere in their lives where, okay, now we made this story. Now what do we do with this? How do we get to mainstream? And see, it's only, like, the international stuff opened up the last few years after the advent of the extreme internet, social media, and stuff. Otherwise, we didn't even know how to get there, right? Like, it was too complicated. It was like we just see the Indian films releasing, and we just wanted to be part of that. So I think now that dream is coming true. It's nice that there is an audience that's out there that's cheering for this cinema. If anytime, whether you put out a, like right now, my Instagram feed, I go back to, it has Sabar Bonda that's releasing, it's got Bahubali that's re-releasing, and it's got Kanta that's coming.
Yeah.
Now, just the fact that we have things that are across directions, which are different in its storytelling, and we're able to put Sabar Bonda in a space that is, here you go, you watch these, now here you go, this is also something from India. So I think that's what variety really means.
Look at Rohan's face. You said Sabar Bonda and Bahubali in the same sentence, and he can't believe it. He cannot believe his ears that this is happening in my life right now.
Me, matlab, but my partner Harish, his family, they watch South Indian films. So when they got to know that Rana Daggubati is releasing film, his sister has been posting on her, status, and she's like, "I'm coming to Mumbai. I'm watching the film with you, all of you guys." So I mean, everyone is really happy that we are sharing space with all these big filmmakers and big films.
What are you? is there a trepidation in your heart, because the film deals with lots of sensitive subplots? It's a very sweet little human story, but it can also be sensitive to some people who are watching. Do you have any trepidation in your heart before the story goes out wide to the world?
I mean, I don't think so because all the people who have seen it as of now and came to speak to me, they were they all loved it, and I think they can sense the honesty in the film, and that's why I'm like more curious to see how Indian audience resonate, and I'm sure they will. So I'm just curious to see how that goes. I don't really think about the interpretation, but yeah, I'm curious to see the audience in that cinema.
I must tell you, Rana, I was sitting right next to Daniel Kaluuya and watching the premiere at Sundance, because he was jury and he was like rapt. Did he come and talk to you after, Rohan, Daniel?
Can you believe that he shook hands with me and he said, "Honor to meet you," and I'm like, "What?"
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, that's the beauty of film festivals. Like, you can find a major star like Daniel Kaluuya sitting and watching Sabar Bonda and then being like honored to meet you. Rana, lastly, your message to young independent filmmakers who are still hoping to make maybe their first film, second film, third film, and take it to these international festivals. The importance of showing your film to the world, perhaps before you even know when India is going to get to watch it.
Lexi, actually, I have something for your last question that I wanted to add. Where, see, this is a film that is very sensitive. It deals with topics that are sensitive, and but the fact that it's told in such a positive, beautiful way, right? I think that's what we need to see, because otherwise it's always told in a harder manner. It's like that's the like I thought I was convinced when I was watching this film for the first time that it'll have a really dark ending, and that's where it's going to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never thought it'll be such a joy and a hope. I got up with a happy heart. I'm like, wow, man, this doesn't happen for cinema like this usually. I think it's just we got to set an audience tone to it. We're right in the beginning of all this happening. The whole world is looking at India. India is in that sense, and our idea is also, can we create this habit of more and more films being able to come out? And I think my word to filmmakers would be just be as honest to your story and as you can be, because that is the only thing that will take you places. Nothing else will. Like, there's no other math to this except just true storytelling, right? And I think so the fact that whether it's Rohan or Payal that I'd worked with in the past, I think both of them came with something that was very true to them. Only they knew how to tell this story. There's nobody else that could tell it to them.
Yeah.
And the aesthetic of the film, whether it's the usage of camera, picture, sound, all of that immerses you in such a beautiful way in this movie. And I think that's what it is, yeah, to filmmakers saying just follow an honest path to as much honesty that you can, and it'll get you where you have to.
Well, I want to give a shout out to your team right here, Rana. If they want to see what is happening in international markets, just follow my channel. I'm at all these festivals, watching all these movies and
Awesome.
talking to all these filmmakers. Listen, I have the extreme honor and privilege of being the first person who spoke to Rohan Kanawade about cactus pears in India and told the country that this film is amazing and keep it on your radar. And
Awesome.
I'm so privileged and honored to be a small part of that initial January moment that the film
And
had.
what moment that was when we were recording? It was snowing and snowing and snowing. That was amazing interview, I guess.
It was amazing. My ring fell. I lost my ring. You
Uh,
remember
oh,
that whole chaos?
yes, yes, yes. And we were looking for it in the snow.
It's too funny, man. Anyway, besides the point, on your point of honesty, Rana, I am very happy that I'm talking to you on Zoom, because in person I can't get words out of my mouth when you're sitting in front of me. But I'm so happy and so glad that we've managed to find this little slot of time to chat with each other. Congratulations to both of you, gentlemen. Congratulations to your producer, Neeraj, and to Suraj, Bhushan, everyone. It's an incredible moment that this film is coming out for a wide audience. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank you so much.